Hello Stampers! Today we are going to be decorating our November monthly page spread of our Love Today Planner Kit. Okay, so here is November, and I've already got the numbers on mine, so be sure you do that because November 1st is on a Wednesday this year, so be sure that is done. The first thing we're going to do though is we're going to do my front page, this one right here, and I just want to show you I'm going to be using lots of different mediums today. We're going to be using stamps and stamp pads today. We're going to be using washi tape. We're going to be using markers. We're going to be using designer series paper. And I have a new technique that I'm going to be showing you today to decorate that I love to do when I'm stamping anything in the fall. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with this page right here. And the first thing I want to do is I really loved it last month when I put the paper square down here. So I've decided I want to do something down here again. So I think I'm going to start with the stamp set Vintage Leaves. And we're going to be stamping one of them on this front page. I love this stamp set. It makes fabulous fall cards. So we're going to be using Tangerine Tango. And we're just going to take our stamp and tap, 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 tap a little bit. And I think what I want to do, let's do it this way. Okay, get it where we want it. Push it down, lift up, and there it is. Okay, do like that, but I think we need maybe one more. So let's use another leaf in the set and crushed curry. And let's tap, 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 tap that a little bit. And let's do him up here because I don't use this space up here at all. There we go. Okay, that helps. I like that. Okay, now we're going to do words in a couple of the boxes again. Let's do note. Now remember, these stamps are from the stamp set. Tabs for everything. Okay, I love it. It's got all kinds of good stamps on it. But I've kind of found these three that I just like to stick with. And that seemed to be working pretty good for me. And that is the note, the to-do, and the goals. Okay, so, whoops, put that aside. And we are done for that right now. Now we're ready to go ahead and do the other side of the spread. Okay, now like I said, a couple different things we're going to be doing on this one. We're going to start off, since I've got the stamp set out, okay, is we're going to stamp a few leaves. Now, I've got plans for a lot of the page except for this space, and this space. Okay, so I thought what I would do, I may put the washi there, maybe I'll just do a leaf up here. You know what, maybe we'll do one. See, can you tell? I'm winging it here, totally winging it. So I kind of just want this as a background. Okay, so we're going to go right up here. We're just going to stamp that right there like that. Okay, then I'm going to take the other one and the crushed curry, and let's do one, let's go the other way. Let's do one here. Okay, and let's do a couple down here. I do have some plans, I think, for down here, but that'll be a good background. Okay, so there is that. Now I want to bring in and do my designer series paper. Okay, again, I've picked a paper pack that I like and that suits the occasion. This is, I love this paper pack. This is the Painted Autumn Designer Series paper. Okay, so it's all very fall colors, very colorful pumpkins, sunflowers, all kinds of good stuff. I really like it. And I am going to use this design right here. Okay, so our first one's going to go up here. I measured it out. It's 4 by 1 1/8. And I'm just going to put my adhesive on it and stick it right up here. Okay. My next one on this page is we got this whole bottom row that's empty. Measured it. It's 5 3/8 by 1 1/8. Okay. Again, put my adhesive on here, and I'm going to stick it down like that. Okay. Then I've got 2 days over here, and they measure 2 3/4 by 1 1/8. Put my adhesive on here, and I'm just going to stick that down like that. Okay. Looking very fall. Okay, now what I want to do, I'm going to put something over here. Okay, and I was trying to decide what exactly I wanted to stamp over there. And I remember I have this stamp set called Vertical Greetings. Okay, and I love it because the stamps all go up and down. So I thought, okay, well, let's do that. And then I decided I would go ahead and do my favorite technique in the fall, and that's called thumping. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make this look like fall leaves on this plant. Okay, so that is where my markers come into play. Okay, so what I want to do, we're going to use our markers and color directly on our stamp. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside and this aside and work right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tangerine Tango. Now you may be asking how I know exactly what colors. If you look on the back side of your Designer Series paper stacks, right back here it lists the name of the stack, then it will go down and it will list all of the colors that are in that paper stack. Okay, so I just took some of those and found the markers in those colors, and that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm taking the Tangerine Tango and I am going to color the flower pot. Okay, because I want it to be that color. Then I'm going to take my Garden Green and I'm going to color the stalks right in between the flowers here, or the leaf clusters. Then what you need to do as a background color where you're going to do the thumping is it needs to be a light color. So I'm using Sahara Sand, and I'm just going to turn my marker on its side and I'm going to color the stamp covering the whole area. Okay, and the marker's on the side because it'll cover a big area really fast. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the markers in the other colors I want and I'm going to thump them. So I'm going to use again the brush into my marker, and I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to hit all 3 of the leaf clusters with that color. Okay, then I'm going to go to my next color. Again, I'm just going to thump all over in that leaf cluster. My next color. Be sure you get around the edges too, so that it looks like the color is all over. And then my final color is the Tangerine Tango. So it's like that, okay? Then what you do, whenever you use a marker on a stamp, you've got to be sure and huff on it. And that's going to re-wet it or re-moisten your stamp. So you just take it up to your mouth and huff. Okay, that re-wets it. Then you put it exactly where you want it, where you want to stamp. And it gives it that look. Now, isn't that pretty? I don't know how well you can see it, but you can kind of see it. See, it gives it that variegated look. It's all different colors of the markers that we used. I just think it's beautiful. It is so pretty to do, and especially if you use the stamp set Lovely as a Tree. They've got a couple of trees in there that make gorgeous fall trees. I just love them. Okay, so I love that on there. That's cool. Now I want to use some washi tape just to kind of finish my page off. This time I'm using the package that has the yellows and the greens, and I like the dark 2 colors. Okay, so let's use the big one first. And again, I'm just kind of trying to add a little something to this. So we're going to start it about right there, go across, cut it off at the end, kind of hop down here, do the same thing across at the end. Then I'm going to take the smaller size, if I can find the end of it. Sometimes these little dudes are hard to find the ends. Oh, there he is right there. I feel him. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this one up against it. Get that all the way across, and see how our leaf still shows through it. So cool, so cool. Go across right like that. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. There is November. And again, we've used all kinds of things this month. We've used the Designer Series paper, washi tape, stamps and inks, markers. We've just used quite the combination of stuff. So I hope you like it. I am thinking about doing some videos on decorating the inside pages of our calendar, so the weekly pages. If you would be interested in something like that, why don't you leave me a comment, let me know, just so I kind of want to give you guys what you're looking for. So thanks for stopping by.